welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy. Thanks so much for joining me today. This video is going to be the third installment of my Who Wore It Better series. During this series, I follow other YouTube tutorials and using my eyeshadow palettes that I have, and as an inspiration to be able to get out of my comfort zone and try something new than what I, normally do. And it's definitely something that helps me to stay on my makeup and skincare replacement only, no buy. Do you like to follow YouTube tutorials with your eyeshadow palettes? That would be really interesting. So let's start talking about that in the comments below. What's your favorite YouTube tutorial person? Today I'm going to be following a tutorial from Lisa J, and I will have her channel and the video linked below in the description box. And she, in the video, used the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I just got this palette at the end of 2022. So even though it's an older palette, this palette is new to me, and I love this so much. There's not much about this that I don't like, and not much that I haven't actually used. I would definitely say that some of these darker shades I have not actually used yet, but that's the whole point of this video and this series, is for me to find tutorials that use some of the shades in my palettes that I'm not really comfortable with to help teach me how to use them. So today's video is going to involve green and a couple of these purples. So I'm very excited about that. Let me get my notes and we'll get started. So she already had like her face done, and I forgot to do my brows, so I'll do that. But she had like her face already done, her foundation and her blush and all of the things. So I did that as well. And she also already had on her eyeshadow primer, which I forgot to put on. I always use Milani eyeshadow primer. It is, oh, something on me. It is the quintessential perfect eyeshadow primer. Super inexpensive, very affordable, works really well. For me, it doesn't provide a lot of actual coverage, but I do have like kind of darker eyelids, but I don't have a lot of veining and things. So just know that about this product. So when she is starting out, she takes this bone shade, which is White Peach. And one of the fun things about this is that it does smell kind of peachy, but it's very light also. It's not super heavy. And she goes ahead and puts that to set her eyeshadow primer. And I also do the same thing when I use this palette. Okay, so something really cool about Lisa J, if you don't already know, is she used to be a trainer for MAC. So she's a makeup artist. However, I feel like she's a really relatable makeup artist. So that's why I really like to watch her channel. You should definitely check it out for sure. So this next tip, and what I loved about this video, is that she takes this shade Puree, and I use this in my crease all the time. And she said, I'm going to softly blend it. And then she explained what she meant by that. When I take a brush like this, I'm usually like, got it right here, pretty middle, lower middle. And I dab. And then I get in there and get going. But she said when she wants something to be soft and like blown out and very light, she actually holds it at the end. So I'm going to do that too, and I'm going to try that out today in the shade Puree. And I'm just going to like tap in a couple of times, and this is very and you're supposed to use a really fluffy brush. Okay, I had to stop for a little bit to get my daughter. Okay, so this is very awkward for me. This is definitely going to take some practice in order to get used to holding the brush at the very end. And the purpose of doing that is that you're not applying a lot of pressure to to the brush, to your skin, and so it's allowing it to be a lot softer. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have that shade Puree in my crease, and I just kind of like took it and blew it out pretty far. But later we're going to kind of like highlight that a little bit. Okay, so next she takes this green shade called Bless Your Heart. And in this, in the pan, it does look really light, but as she applies it, she realizes that it's a lot darker than she was anticipating. She did that with a flat brush, and I'm just going to use this as like an e.l.f. blending brush, but it's kind of a little bit on the flatter side. So I'm going to take that and Bless Your Heart, and we're going to take that, and she puts it all over her lid. And she notes that this is really kind of like a dark mossy color, and see, I've gotten it way too high. Woo. My flat brush must be bigger than hers, or I'm not being very careful. Oops. We'll try to fix that. And I did better on that one. Okay. Ooh. I don't know about that. And she did not do this step of like blending the green into the puree, but I'm going to do that. Okay, so now she takes the shade Peach Pit. And this is where we're going to continue to play with that color. Peach Pit is a purple color. And she uses a small brush, and it's sort of like kind of like a pointed brush. And I'm going to take this one, and it is a little dirty already because I did use it for the greens one day this week. So hopefully this is okay. So she takes that shade Peach Pit, and she just puts it like kind of like dabbing like right there, and just places it there. She's not blending it at all right now. She said this is more of this step of, this is where I want you purple, and I'm going to blend you out here in just a little bit. Okay, it didn't take very long. All I did was exactly what she did, and just placed it there. And then she takes her same like crease brush and blends it out. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush, this blending brush, and I'm trying my best to remember to do it at the tip, and just kind of like lightly going over that purple, not trying to like diffuse it a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna go back. Oh, now we're gonna use the shade Nectar, and Nectar is like a cream kind of shimmer color, and she uses that to kind of like highlight the brow bone. And so we're gonna, for me, lighten that up a little bit. I tend to do that with my eyeshadow. I do it really messy at first, and then go back and clean it up. I'm definitely someone that does their foundation first, so that I'm not getting fallout, and I can kind of like clean up my edges. So okay, so now that's pretty much it for that. She does take a brown liner, and I have the Persona brown liner, and she puts that on the bottom of that. And I'm gonna stop right there because I'm gonna try something. She puts that on the bottom, and then she takes a small, I'm gonna use this one, like a really small like eyeliner brush, and she takes the shade Delectable to blend it out. So we're like gonna just follow that same line and kind of just soften the line a little bit, but of course you're making it a little darker too because of you're adding 2 dark shades. Okay, but the reason why I didn't put the brown on is because she said, you know, if you wanted for the purple to be a little more noticeable and to stand out a little better, don't put the brown liner there. Let me try to like wipe it off, make sure there's none of that. Don't put the brown liner there, and then it will be a little more actual purple color. And where's that? Oh, this one. And I can definitely kind of tell that. Now in her video, she took, because this is an older video, you can't get this product anymore, and I did used to have it, but it was old, so I tossed it. The Wet n Wild brow highlighter, and put that in her like lower inner rim. I don't have that, and I don't have anything like that, so I'm not even gonna try, but that like lightened up her look a lot as well. So I'm gonna stop right here and kind of do my brows and put something on my lips and some mascara, and then we'll come back and see what it all looks like. Okay, so here is my final look. This was definitely a dark and sultry look, and that's definitely out of my comfort zone, which is the whole point of this series, is for me to get out of my comfort zone and try new color combinations and new techniques. So here is my version of Lisa J's dark and sultry use of the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. A couple things that I can take away from this is definitely that I want to try that technique more often of holding my brush at the very end. And I want to explore using Delectable as a liner. Perhaps maybe even just like with Luscious and that purple as a liner. I'm really excited to use this palette for the spring, but this is definitely a you know, more warm fall toasty kind of look. So if you found this video helpful or inspirational, you want to take some inspiration from others in order to not spend any more money on new eyeshadow palettes, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, because I do a lot of project painting content on my channel, and this year I'm on a no buy or a replacement only no buy. I want to enjoy the things that I have. So if all of that sounds really interesting to you, subscribe and like this video, because you know it's going to take a lot of work in order to make this video look somewhat good for YouTube with all the editing and all of that. So go ahead and click like for me as well. I will see you in my next video. Bye.